I'm here. I'm excited. I'll be back probably tomorrow night. So I'll be back for Thanksgiving. So
Of course. Texter, that I appreciate that. I just failed to click the live YouTube button, so it is up and running.
I was wondering because I was like, man, we got no comments. I was like, people are just done. They're like, I'll pass on the Stephen Marcus today.
Right. Well, this is Traitor Tuesday, so like I said, you thought for a second that our entire fan base had turned traitor on us. Brian Hall in the booth. Brian, what's going on, my man?
Nothing too much. I'm excited for Thanksgiving. Number one, I'm excited for basketball. Like Steve said, it's crazy to think the basketball starts tomorrow. Like I haven't really, sat down and let that fully sink in until I see the games tomorrow. But I'm excited for that, and I agree with you. A statement that you said earlier. I've said this from the start that I think Steve is trying to turn Elijah into a defensive end because every time that we use examples of him going to practice, he talks about the swim move and he talks about like teaching him defensive end techniques, and I'm like, so we're just forfeiting the fact that he's going to be a defensive end.
No, he 100% enjoys that part of the game. I will say, Texter, thank you for that pass along. Shout out Jamon Brown Foundation, doing good things in the community. Of course, what else would you expect? What's the time for the game? That will be 4:00 on tomorrow. I'm
Tomorrow.
I'm getting very, very excited about that part of it. We're gonna have some form of pregame show at the very least on the YouTube channel. I'm pretty sure. Like I said, the stations are going to be doing their shows. We will be doing the show on Friday. I have committed to it.
Steve, I'll be in town, so I'll be there.
Okay, yeah. So Steve is now committed. Brian, are you committed to doing a show?
Yeah, Friday.
On Friday, yeah.
I ain't got nothing better to do on Black Friday.
Right.
I'm not going to be out there fighting the crowd just trying to shop. If there's any crowds out there,
there will absolutely be no crowds, unless the only crowd probably will be the march that I start to save shenanigans, but that's another conversation for another part of the show.
We will bring that up. Also, Wednesday, I believe Ethan Moore will be on post game, and then Friday, I'll be on post game. So,
are you excited about that, Steve? What do you miss about the post game the most?
Not a lot, because I haven't. I take that back. I was gonna say I felt like I was about to say I haven't. That what I just did is a terrible microcosm of things that happen, because I almost said not a lot because I haven't had a lot of great ones. Because I literally, you put out you think of the Dukes and the Kentuckys and right. And it's like you forget doing post game. I mean, with some of these great wins and how exciting it was.
It's like poker. They say everybody just remembers the bad beats.
Man, Michigan and Michigan State, and I will miss being at Galt this year, and hopefully we're back there next year. But I mean, just the people coming through. Like, I don't know if people truthfully, not to get sentimental for a moment, but I don't know if people truthfully realize how much me and you love when we're doing that post game.
Oh my!
And you're watching the crowd come through after a win or a loss, really, because even a loss, people coming through and just and talking it out and different things like that helped me get over losses. But wins, and they come by and you come up and high five us while we're on the air, and it's just like I love that. So I'm gonna miss that, but I'll still be, look, I'm still probably unprofessionally emotional after games when we're lost. So yeah, so there's that. Also, I have to give a quick shout, man. I can't go much further. Brian's Hilltoppers got a really good pickup yesterday.
Real good pickup.
Very, very good pickup, man. I think if Louisville, and I don't mean this as any shade towards Brian and Western in any means, but I think if Louisville had missed on Roosevelt Wheeler, and that's why I kind of think the timing of that might have been, but that would have been Louisville's big man recruit. I really believe that. And they got Jamarian Sharp from JUCO. He's a big man that played with Jay Scrub. Yeah. No, he's an excellent player.
Hopkinsville, Kentucky.
Yeah. I mean, Coach Hayworth. Coach Hayworth over at Mail had him, So
Do
I
you
mean,
remember when we first spotted him and
Yeah.
we were watching the J Scrub highlights and I was like, hold on, man. I'm like, yeah, the J Scrub thing
Who's
is
that big guy?
yeah, right. The J
Yeah.
Scrub thing is
Who's
cute
that
and
guy with the
everything.
7'7"
Yeah,
wingspan?
but there's a guy on there that's making
He's
it really
good.
easy on defense. Like, yeah, pay attention to
There's a
him.
really good pairing for Western, who will probably lose. I don't know if they'll lose now with the extra year of eligibility, Hollingsworth and them, but Bassey, you think. Of course, I've said that every year he's been in college, so I don't know, but I would assume this is his last year. So to add Harmon and Sharp, man, Brian, that's a nice pickup, man.
I was super excited about it because when you look at the JUCO rankings, so I think 247 actually has L. Ellis number 1 and has Sharp number 3, and I think Rivals has Sharp as the number 1. So
Yeah,
we're talking about that level of a player, and like you said, it's exactly what they need because it's somebody that's going to come in and replace Bassey. He's 7'2" with a 7'7" wingspan. And Western got him over. Oregon had already offered. Arizona had already offered. Illinois offered this week, and Cincinnati. So all those teams are pretty high-profile teams, and it seemed like it was just starting to. He was starting to get some offers recently, so he was generating some steam. But he's a guy that they say could be an elite level shot blocker. That he's a finisher at the rim and a shot blocker. He crams and
crams and slams.
Crams and slams.
Yeah, there you go.
Texas says Stansberry effect. With the
Don't worry, Goodman was the one to break the news, and he made sure to put at the very bottom that, as I always say, smart money is on Rick Stansberry in recruiting.
100%.
We also got a draft today.
We do have to have our 3-on-3 draft. How are we going to select the order? Do you have a way built in? Because I don't want to suggest it.
I'll just take the first pick, and you and Brian can figure out the second one, and then we'll just go like that.
How are we going to select or decide? Do we have any suggestions, people, about how we should? Because here's the thing, I wanted to give you a chance to throw out a suggestion because I was going to do the let's all pick a number between 1 and 100, and then the first text that comes in, but here now I have to actually change it because you and Brian are just inherent cheaters. Like y'all will do anything to win the 3-on-3 draft. Right. So we're gonna have to figure out a different way because I could see y'all already right now texting people like, dude, text in 23.
Yeah, be ready. Be ready. Yeah, just grab
3, 2, 1.
Grab intern Hulk as long as he won't pass out and tell him to pick a number.
Oh no. Listen, I'm 100% done with anybody outside of Brian Hall. So like I won't even tolerate that suggestion.
Fair enough.
Likely starting lineups come out again. People, out of the first break, I am going to do something that I never do. Something I almost promised myself that I would not do. Out of that first break, I'm gonna play sound from that other show, and I never do that. But you're going to want to be around for that part of the show. Okay. Likely starting lineups. You feel like talking a little basketball, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely. Considering game day is tomorrow.
Right.
Yeah. I think I can muster some as Spencer would say, some hoops talk.
Okay. So if anybody, if you're on the YouTube channel, I'll just bring up the likely probable starting lineups for the game. Brian Hall. Without looking, tell me what the probable starting lineup is.
Game 1?
Yes. Have you already seen it released?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
So this is going off just completely my guess.
Yep.
I'm going to go with Carlik Jones.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go with David Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go with Samuel Williamson.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go with it's got to be between Davis, Slazinski, and Withers. For 2 of those 3 are in the starting lineup. I'm going to say, well, David, didn't we say that Davis got the yellow shirt last week?
Indeed.
So I'm going to say Davis worked his way into the lineup. And then I'm going to say that we're playing. I'm going to go with Withers at the 5.
Close. You were very, very close. Actually, it's going to be the probable. So listed as probable. So I'm not going to say you're wrong. Carlik Jones, David Johnson, Jalen Withers, DeAndre Davis, and Quinn Sislinski.
I was right. So I just saw they have Sam. They have Quinn over Sam.
Yes.
In my scenario.
Yes. In the for those who don't know, Sam's still kind of just now recovering,
just coming back.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you read that, Steve, surprised?
No. I've been saying for a couple weeks now, I thought Dre Davis would be in the starting lineup. The Quinn thing, I don't hate it. I mean, I get it. I think, and now what I say, I think, because Quinn has an opportunity here. So I'm going to say, I think that is just to get Sam. If Sam's not been practicing, Coach Mack doesn't strike me as a guy that throws you right back in the lineup.
He does not do that, does he?
Yeah. Unless you are a superstar, and then it's like, okay, at that point, yeah, he's just better than all y'all. This is business. But if you haven't been totally outplaying everybody and you've been out of practice, I'm not surprised at all that Sam's not starting. And I don't think that's an indictment on Sam or Coach Mack or Quinn or anybody.
Right.
But I will say Quinn has an opportunity here. So no, I'm not really surprised about the lineup. Like I said, the Quinn thing when you read it at first, you go, oh man. Withers, I thought would start at center. It's interesting. It's a big lineup, oddly enough, with a 6'8" center. It feels like a big lineup.
Mm-hmm.
It feels Denny Crummish.
What about the likely lineup?
Sorry, Coach Crummish.
Good cleanup, Steve.
Yeah, I know.
So what
man's done a lot.
So what do you think when you hear or when you read the Evansville size of lineup? Okay, I'll read it out to the public. This is just the Evansville lineup. This is at first glance. Noah Frederiking, 6'4", senior. Shamar Gibbons, 5'10", junior. Trey Hall, 6'9", freshman. Evan Coleman, 6'8", senior. Jax Levitch, 6'7", grad. Yes, that Levitch. Steve, you worried about going against grad guys?
No, I really don't care what their lineup is. It's Evansville. So,
I mean, what's your level of concern? Okay, how much of your concern is we better not lose to Evansville?
That's where that's the only place my concern comes from.
Mm-hmm. Does our team know? Do they have any idea, like how much they can't lose to Evansville? Do you think they know that? Do you think Coach Mack, being that he is an Evansville alum, do you think he realizes how much he can't lose to
Coach
Evansville?
Mack's aware?
Are you sure?
I don't know if the players are. Coach Mack is.
Yeah, I mean, I think with the Kentucky thing last year, I'm not bringing this team in unless I'm beating them. Like, because the one thing you cannot do is lose to Evansville. I mean, that's a nightmare scenario.
So that's where your biggest concern about Evansville lies.
Yes.
I don't like seeing all that senior, junior, senior, grad.
I mean, that is that's schools like mid-majors. I mean, they have older guys. Like they don't recruit freshmen that are like ready to come and play college basketball.
D. Clark wants to know, does Baby Levitch drop 20?
Right now, that's possible. Look, Jax Levitch is a good player. I mean, like, there's no shade on him. I mean, but no.
Does Baby Gildress Alexander drop 20?
Probably not. I'm gonna go with no. Yeah, no, I listen. I'm sticking with this. I don't really care. This is not a game where the Evansville lineup is anything that remotely interests me. It is completely the Louisville lineup. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I don't care what they're putting on the floor at this point. Like, Purdue, or not Purdue, that was funny. Prairie View, like I don't care what Prairie View's putting on the floor. You should beat Prairie View. There should be no issue beating Evansville and Prairie View. No matter injuries, no injuries or not, I need you guys to win these games. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I am excited that Quinn will get a shot. He'll get a shot to start. I'm excited. Jalen's. I mean, you've got 4 guys here that weren't in the starting lineup. I mean, this is a totally different team you're going to watch tomorrow at 4:00.
Right.
Like a totally different team.
Chomping at the bit, you would think.
This is like Kentucky-esque turnaround, if you'll allow me to use that. Like, I mean, this is not even remotely going to be the same team. Because even off the bench, you're going to have guys like Aiden Agahan. I mean, Sam, we know, but we don't know. I mean, Sam and David are the only 2 we feel like we kind of know a little bit. And with Sam, you're kind of like, well, yeah, but we only know him behind Jordan and Dwayne. So, but I mean, you're going to have guys like Josh, like Trainer for this game. I mean, is going to have to play. You know, I mean, so it's a different squad, man.
I will be excited about watching Trainer get some.
You got to think he plays.
Oh, for sure.
Tomorrow, I would imagine him and Gabe. I mean, Wisnitzer will probably play as well. I mean, when you have 2 injuries, and I don't even know if Josh Nickelberry is. I mean, and if he's back, he just came back a couple days ago. So I mean, you got to think they're going to go deep into the bench.
How are we feeling about Dre Davis starting?
Yeah, no, I was expecting the Dre Davis thing.
It's tough.
That's not a surprise at all to me. If we were fully healthy,
it wouldn't surprise you.
I wouldn't be blown away that he was starting.
We need his toughness.
Yeah.
He's really the toughest player on the team, in my opinion. So like, you kind of need that mentality. Like, you know, like when you look at like a Miami Heat team last year, they have like stars, but then they have a Jay Crowder type, you know, a guy who's undersized, but he's a tough physical defender and is going to, you know, body up on some of those guys.
We got a lot more conversation about the Louisville lineup and the Louisville, what do you need to see? But here's the thing, people. I'm going to have a very, very, very serious conversation. There's a traitor amongst us. And this cannot be tolerated, not one day longer. And everybody has this same traitor at their place of business. I'm going to get rid of them today. Middays with Marcus Maben. Quick commercial break on 93.9 The Ville.
Louisville basketball tips off their season Wednesday when the Cards take on Evansville. And for the most pre- and post-game coverage, keep it locked on ESPN Louisville. Pre-game coverage with Mark Ennis starts at 3 o'clock on 93.9 The Ville. And then directly following the game, join us for our official post-game show with Ethan Moore on all ESPN Louisville stations. We're the first place in town that will take your calls and hear live from Chris Mack. If it's Louisville basketball, we talk about it here on ESPN Louisville.
If the 2 of you got through 2020 together, you can get through anything. This holiday, make it official with a stunning engagement ring from Shane Company. Create your unique ring in 3 easy steps. Simply pick a setting, choose a natural diamond, ruby, or sapphire center stone. Then add your own touch, like a decorative crown or a personal engraving. Here's another option. Select one of our perfectly preset engagement rings. Each of these rings is already set with the shape and size center stone that our designers envision, which means that your ring will be perfect. Because our quality standards are the highest in the industry, we're able to guarantee your ring for free for life. This year and every year after, we'll be here for you. We're going above and beyond to make shopping safer, Now you have a friend in the jewelry business. Shane Company and shaneco.com. Check our website for special holiday hours.
Hey, Card Nation, let's be honest. The real estate market in Kentucky is booming. And whether you want to buy or sell a home, now is the perfect time to do it. With interest rates at an all-time low and programs that can get you in a home for no money down. Want to learn more? It's simple. Just call Derek A. Stewart with Dream JP Pirtle. Derek is available virtually around the clock to listen, understand, and help you with all your realtor needs. So don't waste another second. Call Derek A. Stewart at 502-314-9868 today.
Mark Ennis here, telling you about my friends at Bosch Lawn Care. For the past few years, I've trusted Bosch Lawn Care with my yard maintenance at my house. That's mowing, weed eating, trimming bushes, cleaning mulch installation, and much more. Get yourself out of hours of work in the yard when you could be kicking back and enjoying time with your family and friends. Call 833-2GET-CUT. That's 833-243-8288, or visit them online at BoschLawnCare.com. Trust the lawn experts I trust. They're professional, affordable. Bosch Lawn Care.
Katie George here for Coyle Automotive in Clarksville. Coyle's Black Friday sales event is going on now. Save thousands on over 400 new Chevrolets, Buicks, and GMCs in stock and in one convenient location. Plus, on Friday, November 27th, you will have the chance to buy a 2015 Chevy Impala for $5. Yes, $5. Head over to CoyleDeals.com for all the details and find your next car, truck, or SUV today. Coyle, where the flag is flying and Kentuckiana's buying. Come on!
Must register for chance to purchase Impala.
Baltimore Ravens football plays here on ESPN Louisville.
Out of the pistol, Jackson fakes the handoff to J.K. Dobbins, steps up, throwing for the end zone, looking for Andrews. He's got it! Touchdown, Ravens!
Lamar Jackson and the Ravens have a Thanksgiving shootout with the undefeated Steelers. Pre-game coverage begins at 7:50 with kickoff at 8:20 on 93.9 The Ville. Ravens football on ESPN Louisville is presented by Liquor Barn, Body Armor Sports Drink, and Molly Malone St. Matthews, home of the Raven.
We're proud to partner with our favorite go-to caffeinated beverage, Focus. Not Focus with an F, but with a PH.
When the reality of COVID-19 hit, our friends at Focus donated over 200,000 cans of Focus to nearly 400 hospitals across the U.S. to keep those on the front lines fueled.
And good news, now you can find Focus at more Kroger's, Thornton's, Liquor Barn, and Party Mart, as well as all the usual spots like Rainbow Blossom, Heine Brothers, Paul's Fruit Market, and CVS.
Or save 15% when you use code ESPN15 at www.drinkfocus.com. Focus, Focus. Try it today.
Louisville football travels to Boston College Saturday, and ESPN Louisville is your pre- and post-game headquarters.
Pressure coming from up the middle. Cunningham hit, and there's Tutu Atwell for a touchdown.
Join Pat Jaggers and Taylor Lynch at 2 p.m. for the Coors Light pregame show on 93.9 The Ville. And then directly following the game, it's the Coors Light postgame show with Mark Ennis. We're the first place in town that will take your calls and hear live from Scott Satterfield. If it's Cards football, we talk about it here on ESPN Louisville.
Here's what you missed on the Diener Show.
I think one thing we find out is Malik Cunningham's playing come hell or high water. It's not going to be Juwan Pass. It's not going to be Evan Conley. Sure as hell going to be
T-Webb.
not going to be him at any point. And they will live with the mistakes because he is their best option at quarterback.
Weekday morning, 7 to 10 on 93.9 The Ville, ESPN 680 and 105.7.
Hey, all you sports fans and dog lovers out there, Brian Hall here. When it's time for the big game, big fans need big TVs. And sometimes you may even want to bring your dog. And at Double Dogs, you can do both and even satisfy those big appetites. With choices like Black Angus burgers, wings tossed in homemade sauces, and dog bowl nachos. Double Dogs will make sure you get the fuel you need at lunch or dinner while never having to miss a game. So whether you have 2 legs or 4, you can cheer on and chow down at Double Dogs. Located in the Middletown Commons.
This is Drew Diener, and you're listening to 93.9 The Ville, live from the OPC Services Studio.
station, slow down, grab a chair, and this is one of those segments where you have to empathetically dream with me for a second.
By the way, I thought that was Mick Foley's music we were coming back to for a second.
That is hilarious,
but whatever.
Okay, so here's the thing.
Okay, I'm interested because I'm not sure what's happening here.
I've always wanted to make sure people enjoy my experiences or be relatable. The reason I say people so often on the radio is because I want to give you my eyes. I want to put you in my shoes, give you my eyes so you can go through these experiences in the future. I want you to go through the radio experience with me. I want you to go through the basketball experience with me. I enjoy people, sing, my life is fun. And I always want people to kind of enjoy it with me. And that's just something that I just really, really enjoy. That's what I enjoy about this radio thing.
Absolutely. I agree 100%.
Okay. But sometimes I want to tell people, I want to convince people, show people that we have the same experiences, even though sometimes they're just in different forms. Okay. So that was just the best way I could set it up. It was a terrible job, but just walk with me here.
Okay.
There's been some morality breakdown in the fabric of people, over some time. Right. And it happens little by little. And people find a way to laugh about it, laugh it off, and it's not that bad. And I'm always a person like, no, it's that bad, right?
Right.
Just an example, and this is my world, but I hope you would feel me, Steve. I've told this to Steve personally, but I haven't really shared this with the world. A parent that doesn't harshly discipline their child for stealing Monopoly money is the worst parent that ever lived.
Oh,
right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's good.
Like a kid, if you laugh it off and say, oh, Tommy, don't be a cheater, because he snuck Monopoly money in his back pocket and you realized you're getting money from somewhere that's not the bank.
Yeah.
Right. That's the worst. That's the worst parent, and it breeds the worst person. Right. Like it's a fact. I don't care what you say. There's a scientific data that says if you got away with stealing Monopoly money when you were a child or cheating at family board night card games, you're a terrible human being. And later on, the United States of America is going to pay for that sin. Right?
Sure.
Okay. There's another person that this little stab your family in the back kid turns out to be. Steve, you ever went out on a team outing, like a work outing, where like Marcus Maben doesn't really do a lot of events and stuff like that, but when you go out with the work crew that you just kind of, I guess I'll try it, right? The boss has a team outing, you have a Christmas party together, y'all go out and you might have a couple beers or have some drinks together, and then everybody leaves that work function or that team building function saying, you know what? That dude's not that bad. Normally I hate his guts. Right.
Yeah.
But once we get outside of the work environment and the strain and anxiety, once we have a cocktail or a beer together, you're like,
it's James Strebel.
Okay. Well, I wasn't going to say names, but
no, well, I mean, that's mine.
That's what popped into your head. Okay.
Yeah, I'm like, I hate that guy. And then you're like,
Brian, do you have a guy do you have a guy that pops into your mind? I mean, you don't have to call him out, but I know what
you're talking about.
Yeah,
the guy that you kind of like are frustrated with at work because he's always to a T or tells you what you got to do or whatever. But then as soon as you get away from the workplace, you sit down, you have a beer at the bar, you're like, this dude's cool. I could hang out with him on the weekends.
Right. But it takes one of those environments outside to say, you know what, you're not that bad, right? So everybody's done this. Everybody has this experience, and y'all are riding with me on this one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then you get back to work, and let's just say something you told that person in the confidence of evening hanging out, they take it and run back and tell the entire office about your business, or just stabs you right in the back with the evening outing, right? That person is That's who the cheater at Monopoly turned out to be. The guy that plays the cool role outside of work and comes back and goes right back to being shady business when you get back to work, right? Isn't that like a horrible? That's a horrible, disappointing feeling.
No, that is, because you're thinking, you're like, oh man, like, okay, so we broke through here, we've made a friendship.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Yeah, we broke through. Okay, so I want everybody to be in that mood that like you broke through, like, you know, during our work outing, we really broke through. I can't wait to be back at work. I can't wait to go back work with the team that I got to kick it with. Now I realize I like these people that I work with. They're cool. You know, they work.
Yeah, it's good. It's good times.
So something happened on Friday night. There's a coworker who we had a breakthrough with, right? Who I personally had a breakthrough with, because during the Friday, thing, we
game.
Yeah. Game. A coworker joined us and he was having a cocktail and I was having my cocktail and Steve was enjoying his Diet Coke.
I was.
And then we had great, awesome conversation. And
I know.
I got to involve this dude in life outside of the workplace.
And then you got back to work and realized you still hated Phil Baker.
Steve, you were supposed to let me just build it up a couple more seconds before I threw Phil under the bus.
Thought we were talking about Phil. I'm always here for Phil slander.
So
everybody thinks he's perfect.
So this is what happens, people. I have this emotional friendship breakthrough.
Yeah, we did. I feel that
on Friday. Like I said, there's nothing that evening cocktails and outside of work stress brings it all perfectly together. And I'm on a high, just knowing, I love the place I work. Everybody's awesome and all this good stuff, Steve.
But he was having a great time too. So I don't get where this is going.
And then I turned on local radio and people enjoyed this high with me, the breakthrough of your work and coworker. I'm on a high. Feel this high with me. Just feel it.
Okay.
And then listen to this go through your ears.
I joined Maven and Rummage's live stream because I was bored and I had nothing else to do.
Well, you wanted to do that because you want Louisville fans to like you, and right now they hate you.
Yeah,
and that's guilty by association.
Yeah.
That is what you get here.
Well, that wasn't nice.
Brian, I want you to cut that right when he says, because I didn't have anything to do. I mean, Stephen, I heard that and my heart just dropped. My stomach just sank.
I joined Maven and Rummage's live stream because I was bored and I had nothing else to do.
Steve,
that's hurtful, Mitch.
You're dead to me.
Oh no.
You are dead. You are so dead to me. Did you get on the radio and people, am I overreacting or was that just the worst? I mean, Brian,
that was very mean, Mitch.
One more time, please.
I joined Maven and Rummage's live stream because I was bored and I had nothing else to do.
Where did that come from, Steve? Brian, man. What did you think when you first heard that?
You know what's funny? Let me start it off by this. There was a guilty conscience out there before you even said a name. That I got a text message that says, "What did I do? Why y'all crushing me?" And I said, "How do you know it's you?" And he said, "Because it's nobody else here."
Wow.
So
you knew you was wrong.
You knew that was coming.
You knew what happened. So that's one of them deals. You know what that reminds me of?
I'm listening.
Do you ever, when like, okay, if there's a girl that you like, but like you didn't want to, you hadn't told everybody yet or whatever, and you and her.
Oh, I like where you're going with this one, Steve.
And then you get to school, right? And you and her went on a date or whatever, and you liked her and stuff, and then you get to school and you're around your buddies, and she walks up, and they're like, "Oh, is that your girl, Steve?" And you're like, "Nah." And it's like, and then like you walk away, but then like you're like, dang man, like I really like her. I can't believe I did that. You know what I'm saying? And now it's like that's where I feel like is what's happening right here.
So he just didn't claim us.
Yeah. No, he totally got over there with and got just totally pushed into look, you can't claim us or pretend like you're our friends now. That's brutal, man. Like dang, Mitch. Like that's hurtful. Like I said, I thought forever that I hated James Strebel until I started looking at him. I'm like, man, he's a pretty good dad, I mean, then I've got a soft spot for that. And I'm like, he goes to his kids' games. He's just so then I chatted back and forth with him a few times, and I was like, he's a good dude. We got a lot in common here. Like we got like there's like a little bromance here. Like, what I'm saying? Like, this is a good dude.
I enjoyed his company on the live stream. Listen, how many people called in yesterday? I mean, the callers, the texters, the people who are saying you need to make sure you do this every single game. I mean, just a massive tidal wave of support for the Game Watch, and Mitch joining us for the Game Watch.
Yeah,
and that's how he responds to it. Let me do a quick apology. So Steve, I just told somebody on the text line to change the channel, right?
It's awesome
because one person, look, everybody's enjoying it, but one person, it's 30 seconds, right?
Okay.
So I typed change the channel, but
fair enough.
It wasn't the person who actually sent the message. So whoever I texted to change the channel,
don't change the channel.
Yeah, that was not meant for you. That was
you're welcome back here.
That was meant for 2697. You can by all means change the station. Text message comes in. Gonna miss again. Oh, shenanigans. I really can't.
Shenanigans.
Yeah, we're gonna.
Yeah, we'll get there in a second.
We'll talk about that. Okay,
yeah.
so long story. I was gonna say long story short, but no, short story long. Mitch is done. He's absolutely
That's fair.
Done. He will not get an invite. He will not get an invite to the Game Watches.
No, actually, he's not allowed in the Game Watches anymore.
Yeah,
I joined Maven and Rummage's live stream because I was bored and I had nothing else to do.
And listen, people, you realize like you have to be invited to join the live stream.
Yeah, we don't just let anybody on there. I mean, we gotta send you
and he was watching from the outside before. So it wasn't like this was his first time even knowing the live stream was going on, unless he was just sitting there scouting the whole time.
Can we block him?
You can absolutely block him.
Okay, block him.
I'm heavy on the block button recently too, Steve. So
look, hey, you and me both, sir. You and me both.
Please don't tempt me.
My mute block look, listen, I put out there that my mute block list had grown over 200 because I don't do that. But lately I'm like, God, just everybody just is so willing to tell you how to live your life. So
right, like going out. Look, if you're going out of your way to again. Impose on the way I live my life, like you can't be around.
And then Mr. Bozich wrote me and was like 200. He's like, he basically he said step it up, kid.
Yeah, step your block.
Yeah, I know. And I was like, and I got a lot of respect for Mr. Bozich and those, and those guys. So I was like, oh, sir, yes, sir, I imagine.
Look, so if y'all doing it like that, then I definitely got.
So I just went on Twitter and was like, block.
And my block guilt meter is going down really, really fast.
Oh, 1,000%.
Yeah, because at first I was like, Marcus, people really enjoy, following you. Stop blocking people. Is that somebody got to get up? Okay, let me get to the phone lines real quick before we get to our top of our commercial break. Andy, thanks for joining us on 93.9. Fire away.
All right, guys. I wanted to chime in on the Strebel and Mitchell thing. First and foremost, Mitchell produces for Andy, if that tells you anything. Secondly, I have known Strebel since the first grade, okay? We went to grade school together. He has been a UK honk since the first grade.
Wait,
he
so
is that guy.
So you knew him when he was taking school pictures in the Louisville shirt?
That one I've never seen, honestly. I've never seen that. And that would...
You don't even know he's on the line listening?
Well, I have a little something for you.
Well, you all mentioned this the other day about Strebel's size. I think it was either Steve or Diener that said something about Strebel's size. He's been that big since like 5th grade.
No, we don't body shame around here, so it had to be somebody.
No,
else.
I'm not talking about size. I'm talking like 6'5", like your height.
Oh yeah. Fair enough.
So, and on a positive note, it's a bad thing. I won't be able to call in as much anymore. I received an offer for a new job that I'll be taking. So you guys won't hear from me as much anymore after this weekend.
Wow. Well,
so I'll hang up and listen.
Well, Andy, no details whatsoever, but I'm assuming that this is a promotion for you.
It's a new company. I left restaurants after 20 years, and I moved into project management.
Okay,
sounds like fun.
Well, then, let us be the first to say congratulations.
Yep,
man.
indeed.
Absolutely on the new gig.
Appreciate that, but I'll still listen in when I can, obviously. But call-ins will be few and far between because it is a Monday through Friday 8 to 5 gig.
Well, you will be missed, and hopefully, anytime you get a break, you can give us a ring, man. And again, congratulations, man. Thank you very much.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Appreciate you, man.
And what Andy doesn't know is that they're going to be listening to the show at work, where he's going anyway. So.
Yeah, it'd be perfect.
Yeah.
Especially in project management.
Don't worry about it. Like we'll be on the airways.
The project management people love us.
He did say he won't be able to call in though. So I do understand that part of it.
Listen, I appreciate that though, man. Like I hope that's the type of show we're running where people are like, hey, man, it's like when you're gonna miss church or something. Hey, man, I ain't gonna be able to be there Sundays.
Right. And I guess this is the perfect time since you mentioned Phil Baker, who runs our social media. That ESPNLouisville.com will always have the podcast available. And if you'd like to see a little live action of what the show is like, go to YouTube, type in "Made for the Ville," click that follow or click that subscribe button, click that notification button, and it'll be right there for you. Another caller on the line at the top of the hour. Who could this be? Mitch, thanks for joining us on 93.9. Fire
Mitch.
away.
Okay.
Marcus, Steve, I'm not going to accept this slander to my name.
Oh my gosh.
Who is cutting clips out of context now?
Listen, that didn't sound very out of context to me. It sounded pretty contextual.
So, I'm listening.
Look, I had a great time with you guys on Friday night with Watford. I didn't know, first off, I didn't know about it till Phil Baker texted me. That he just texted me a smiley face. That's all he texted me. And I was like, oh, I guess he's doing the live stream with Marcus and Steve because I saw the picture on Twitter. And then he brought up the idea for me to join. So I was like, all right, yeah. I mean, let me do my thing, cook dinner, make cocktail, whatever, and I'll join. And so that's what I did. I mean, I had two choices on Friday night. All right. I could have watched the game by myself with nothing, just by myself normally, just that crappy Syracuse game, or I could join and hang out with you.
You would play it
to do so. The decision was I made the decision because I had nothing else to do. But I mean, I still, the olive branch got offered out to me, and I accepted it.
I joined Maven and Rummage's live stream because I was bored and I had nothing else to do.
I ain't buying it.
I ain't buying that.
I ain't buying it.
No, I'm not buying
I'll
that.
let you listen.
That was the crappiest apology I've ever heard in my life.
It wasn't an apology, Steve.
That was terrible.
That wasn't an apology.
Yeah.
Brian, one more time. Apology.
I joined Maven and Rummage's live stream because I was bored and I had nothing else to do.
That's brutal, man. Just sad.
Oh,
sad.
Oh, I'm gonna throw up. Middays with Marcus Maven on 93.9 The Ville.
Genesis Diamonds wants to make this a truly magical holiday season. And after the year we've all gone through, we need it, right? That's why we're bringing you our strongest financing offer of the year. Starting on Black Friday, you pay $0 down and get 0 interest for 5 whole years. Stud earrings, diamond tennis bracelets, engagement rings, and wedding bands. Diamond pendants and delicate layering 3-stone rings and 5-stone rings. All at the unbeatable prices Genesis is famous for. With no down payment and no interest for 5 years. At Genesis Diamonds, we've expanded our huge selection for the holidays. It's like shopping 50 stores at once. Incredible gifts from $300 to $300,000. Bands, sapphire and emerald rings, gold bracelets, diamond necklaces, and stylish earrings. Diamond hoops, Swiss timepieces with no down payment and no interest for 5 years. It starts this Friday at 10 a.m. Let's end 2020 on a magical note by celebrating those who mean the most to us with a little help from Genesis Diamonds, Shelbyville Road Plaza, on approved credit.
Terry Miners here for Scheller's Fitness and Cycling with a huge sale going on now. Of course, they carry bikes for every member of the family, and they're taking pre-orders on hard-to-find models from Trek and Electra, so plan ahead. Scheller's has the largest selection of fitness equipment around. We're talking treadmills, ellipticals, water rowers, home gyms, and spin bikes. Everybody loves working out at home now. And Scheller's is your #1 fitness and cycling retailer in this region. So buy local, 4 area locations. Scheller's has 12 months, no interest financing. Online, schellers.com.
Pay off your holiday bills with a new job at UPS. Join Team Louisville as a driver helper. Pair up with a driver and earn $16.80 per hour to start. No license needed. Search and apply now at upsjobs.com/worldport. That's upsjobs.com/worldport.
An official broadcast partner of the University of Louisville, WLCL Sellersburg is 93.9 The Ville. Time now for an ESPN Louisville Sports Center update.
Good morning, I'm Brian Hull. The Sports Center update brought to you by Woodview Golf Course and Driving Range. Now open. Book your tee time at woodviewgc.com. News broke yesterday that Detroit Mercy has officially pulled out of the Bluegrass Showcase at the MTE event in Lexington due to a positive COVID-19 test. As far as Kentucky players who will be appearing in that event, Coach Cal gave an injury update on sophomore Keon Brooks.
Keon first, I do not believe he'll be here the first week. We're still, it's day-to-day kind of stuff, but he hasn't done live stuff yet. So we got to get him doing live stuff, even though he's conditioning and doing all the other stuff. Until he's in there, I don't feel comfortable.
Moving on to football, Kentucky football has added former Boston College head coach Jeff Gazinski to assist with the offensive line following the death of offensive line coach John Schlarman earlier this month. Moving on to the Louisville side, cornerback Keitrell Clark has been named co-ACC Defensive Back of the Week. And ahead of their matchup against Boston College, head coach Scott Satterfield talked with the media yesterday about the Golden Eagles' ability to create turnovers.
Well, I do think, as you mentioned, they do cause turnovers because of their aggressiveness, because there's so much man that they do play. And, so they're going to be around the ball a lot more than maybe a team that plays a lot of zone. And they've gotten after guys with that.
The Cards will be traveling to Boston on Saturday at 4 o'clock. And currently, Boston College is a 1-point favorite. As NBA free agency continues to roll along, a pair of Kentucky Wildcats have signed with new teams as DeMarcus Cousins signed a 1-year deal with the Houston Rockets yesterday, and Wenyen Gabriel has signed with the New Orleans Pelicans. And last but certainly not least, just a reminder that ESPN Louisville is your exclusive home for the NFL this season, as we carried last night's Monday Night Football matchup between the Los Angeles Rams and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, where the Rams pulled off a 27-24 win. And another reminder that we'll be carrying the NFL's Thanksgiving triple header on all stations, beginning with the Texans and Lions at noon. Keep it locked here. Middays with Marcus Maben is next. This is Sports Center.
Pretty soon, turning on the heat in your home will be a common event. And if you're not sure your heating system is ready for the winter months ahead, it may be time to call who we call the station, DFH Company. This month from DFH, you get 18 months special financing and a $1,000 rebate on a qualified train comfort system from the DFH Company. It's hard to stop a train, and it's hard to not call DFH Company today at 968-6222 or look them up online at dfhcompany.com. Visit dfhcompany.com for complete program eligibility, dates, details, and restrictions. Subject to credit approval.
Make your purchase with the Shane Company credit card and receive a free jewelry travel case while supplies last. Now you have a friend in the jewelry business. Shane Company and shaneco.com.
This is Drew Diener, and you're listening to 93.9 The Ville, live from the OPC Services Studio.
Yo, 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 yo.
most valuable resources one could have. If you agree, then DFH Company is the company for you. Simply dial 968-6222 or look them up online at dfhcompany.com. Inquire about that Mitsubishi mini split for that hard to heat, hard to cool room in your home. Again, 968-6222 or look them up online at dfhcompany.com.
And I'll remind you, 'tis the season for giving to celebrate the start of the most joyous time of the year. DraftKings, America's top-rated sportsbooks, giving all players the opportunity to cash in a no-brainer. And this one really is a no-brainer this Thanksgiving. DraftKings Sportsbook is giving you a chance to double your money if either Baltimore or Pittsburgh score a touchdown in Thursday night's game. And go figure, Baltimore's missing 2 guys. Shocker. All it takes for you is to double your money is 1 touchdown, which the referees will give Pittsburgh. Yes, you heard that right. All you have to do is opt into the promotion, place your bet, sit back, watch the ball enter the end zone. That's easy as pie. On top of that great offer, DraftKings Sportsbook is offering all new players a deposit bonus up to $1,000. And remember, DraftKings is safe, secure, and reliable, making it easy for you to deposit and withdraw your money at your convenience. So download the top-rated DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use promo code WLCL when you sign up to get this can't-miss offer. DraftKings Sportsbook is giving you a chance to double your money if either Pittsburgh or Baltimore score a touchdown in Thursday night's game. That's right. All it takes is 1 touchdown, and you double your money when you use promo code WLCL when you sign up for a limited time. Only DraftKings Sportsbook. But remember, you must be 21 or older. Indiana only. Bonus comprised of first deposit bonus. Deposit bonus requires 25 times playthrough. Restrictions and rules apply, which they don't to the Pittsburgh Steelers. So see DraftKings Sportsbook or DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. And if you got a gambling problem, call 1-800-9-WITH-IT.
So,
can I just say that was probably Steve's best DraftKings read ever?
You know what? I didn't even notice it, so that's why you know it was good.
I think it was good.
Thank you. And I feel like that that was just letting the Pittsburgh Steeler hate flow through me, and it was like I blacked out and I got in the zone and I really started doing it. Also, I wanted to say, Marcus, on the live stream here, I can't comment on the chat, so I was just letting people know, the people that were talking to me, I'm reading, but Marcus, the comments are running through Marcus, so I'm not ignoring you, but I see all the comments.
You can't comment on that, see?
No.
That has to be a setting on your end. Or you know what you could do, Steve? You could actually log in to the stream and comment on it like a normal human being. You can log in on the YouTube channel, mute it, and comment on it.
So the praise for his DraftKings read ended right there. And now we're back to criticism.
My name is Steve Rummage, and I will have complete control over everything in the show, so I'm not even going to comment on it.
I feel like that I should be able to mouth it, and it would pick my text up.
Right.
All right. How are we figuring out this order?
Hey, real quick before we get into it, I just wanted to give a quick shout out while we're giving shout outs to Gary the Redbird. Today is his birthday, so happy birthday, Gary the Redbird. I also want to give
Gary.
Yeah, I also want to give him a shout out because I don't know if you saw, he made Barstool Sports this week, and it was some kind of comment about 2 and 6 still painted up. I'll have to get it, but it was something to the point of, he's got a 2 and 6 team and he's still painting up and going out there. That's dedication or something.
Okay.
Happy birthday, cool. Gary the Redbird.
Brian, I'm going to need you to set this up, and you're going to have to join us while Steve and I decide. Okay, Steve, I think a fair thing to do is just to, I'm going to send you an invite, B-Hall. I think the best thing we can do is randomly pick an office person to just come in here and say a number between 1
Let's do that.
Yeah, between 1 and 100. But here's the thing. We have to get Brian into the show, because what we're going to do is you're going to have to write the number down on a piece of paper near you or something, just so we can ensure there's no changing of the number or anything like that.
Or we could just get a really trustworthy office person.
What does that have to do with it?
Because they could just pick a number in their head, and then we all three pick a number, and they're like, well, this was the number. And we're like, okay, who's the closest?
That's so much better than my idea, but I thought it was going to be cool to get Brian in on the
don't get somebody like Process who would probably cheat. Like, I feel like he would.
How can he cheat?
I don't know. I feel like Process likes me the best, so he would probably maybe lean my way. That would be nice. What about Nikki V? Nikki V wouldn't cheat.
He would not cheat. He would not cheat at all.
Yeah, we could do Nikki
Drew
V,
Diener
I
would not
think.
cheat. He wouldn't cheat at all. Brian, have you connected?
Yes, I have.
Okay, I'm waiting. Okay, hold on.
Give me 1 sec though. I got to get out of here because Drew's asking me a question here.
Okay. So yeah.
Oh, we got somebody. Pat's willing to do it.
Oh, okay. Stay there.
Pat.
Stay there.
You picked Pat.
Stay there 1 second.
He came in. He wanted to.
Listen, if you thought Process was going to cheat on Pat, or you thought Process was going to cheat on Pat's behalf, watch what Patty Ice does for Steve Rummage on this one. So I just set him up. Tell me when you're ready to roll, Brian, because I do want you in on here on this one.
I'm ready.
Okay, you have to accept the invite. Okay.
Yeah, I'm in.
I'm still waiting on you. I'm still waiting.
Yeah.
Okay, there you are. Okay,
There you are.
Hey, there I am.
Okay, you'll be there. There you are.
is.
Okay,
Brian's in.
okay. So
Let's
you
do this.
let me mute him real quick. Okay,
Yeah, mute him.
so you got
Okay.
you got your number.
We're
Steve?
ready.
I got mine.
1 through 100.
1 through 100.
Yep. You got your number.
1 through 100.
Yep. Jesus Christ, Steve. You got a number
Okay.
yet or not?
All right. Yeah, I do.
What's your number, Steve?
55.
Wait. Darn it.
Gosh dang it.
Patty Ice. Pick a number between 1 and 100. Mine's 5. What's yours, Brian?
Well, it was 5, so
Darn it. Okay.
I got a new number.
Oh, okay. Patty Ice. Number between 1 and 100.
Okay, he's got it.
Screwed.
63, because that's the year my mom was born.
Steve got the first draft. Okay.
All right, let's go.
Okay, Brian. What would you
23.
see? Of course it was. We screwed that up. You know what? Screw
I already got the first pick. It's over now. You got the last pick, maybe.
I got the last pick. Go ahead.
First, second, third.
Okay,
Already
Steve.
did.
I could not have screwed that. Thank you, Patty Ice.
Thanks, Pat.
I could not have screwed that up. It's something so simple. I just overthink everything. Gosh darn it.
It's all right. I got number 2.
Yeah, that went way, way, way tougher than it should.
I know. It was just horrible.
We should have had some kind of contest that we did,
That's just
texting
horrible.
or something.
I just screwed that all the way up. I didn't even get Brian's second number because Brian would have listen.
It didn't matter.
But listen, I could tell by the way Brian said it, and he's a Jordan head, so
Yeah.
23.
Well,
it was legit.
But you'll be fine. I mean, it's not a snake draft.
No, it is 100%.
No, it's not a snake draft. So, all right. So that's perfect.
I knew your brain
Just
was
set the
gonna go.
rules.
I knew your brain was gonna go
No,
exactly to that, Steve.
All right, snake's fair.
Okay,
Snake's fair.
so Steve, you are. I mean, are we? Oh, you have? Do you have your sound, Brian? Do you have your sound? The draft sound
Let me
that
get
we
it. 1
always
sec.
play for our draft. So people who are not familiar with the draft, it's the 3-on-3-on-3 draft. We make a 3-man team, and we're okay. Are we outdoor team or indoor teams or indoor league?
No,
Steve?
we already did it. We're indoor. Remember?
We are indoors, and we are going to 21 by 1s and 2s.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. 21 by 1s and 2s. Referees or no referees?
Yes.
Referees?
Yeah. We'll just go 3-on-3 games.
Oh, okay. Is there anything else we need that we added in? Steve's on the clock.
I like it. All right. I'm on the clock. It's tough because there's 2 guys that I'm really fighting here.
Steve, I don't have time for your shenanigans.
And
I wonder who you're debating on.
And I'm not sure, but I think I've got it. I think my pick's in.
Golly.
With the first pick in the 3-on-3 Louisville basketball draft, Team Rummage selects 6'5", 220-pound freshman from Indianapolis, Indiana, Dre Davis.
Whoa! In the big time shocker.
There we go. Let's go.
In the 3-on-3 draft, Steve Rummage
Got my
selects
guy.
DeAndre Davis, and the crowd goes wild.
I'm buying early.
That
I
is
said I was
big
buying
time
early.
stock.
I
Whoa.
believe this kid is a total stud. I'm taking it early because the value that's going to be there as the season goes on and you guys are watching and you're seeing how good he actually is, it's going to be 100%. You're going to be going, Steve, you're a GM genius.
Oh.
You're the man. Dre Davis, the first member of Team Rummage.
Oh.
Welcome, Dre. Welcome, Dre. Here's a hat.
Shocking
Here's a hat.
development. Oh, Brian Hall, you're on the clock.
Oh man, see this just made this a lot tougher
Give me the
because
sound.
I honestly thought that he was going to pick either one of the two, and I was just going to take who was left over. Now I actually have like a debate here,
And it's not make it take it, by the way, Texas.
and it's what?
Not make it take it.
All right,
that's where you score. And
back. This is so tough. I am going to go with the number 2 pick in the draft.
All right.
The Fighting Brian Halls are going to take Carleek Jones, number 2. Carleek Jones, number 2.
The pause.
Hey, it's dramatic. Okay.
Listen, the pause had me debating.
Well, almost last minute, let the Trinity brother almost take over, and I was like, you know what? I got to pick the Trinity guy. And then I was like, no.
So much for the Trinity brotherhood.
Yep. It ain't Duke down there.
How could y'all do this to yourselves? Listen, sometimes people, I just think the sports gods go out of their way to spite me, and then they deliver. They deliver things like this to my world.
I had no idea Quinn would be there.
Oh my goodness. Goodness gracious. Thank you, sports world. Thank you, sports gods. I don't need much time. Just like this year's draft. Fire away, Brian. Hercules. With the 3rd pick in the middays with Marcus Maben 93.9 3-on-3 draft, your boy Maben, of course, he selects my baby David Johnson. I love that. I'll get no applause. I mean, I just got state tournament winning, Duke dominating,
it's old news,
ass kicking David Johnson.
Good luck.
Who Coach Mac hates. That's why. That's okay. Come to my squad. You don't have to be. Coach Mac doesn't have to love you. Like
we've already saw him do it
in my 3-on-3 league. Oh, this is gonna be
that'd be awesome. Hey, for Christmas, why don't you get your the grandkid? Why don't you get them a old toys? I bet they'll be pumped about the old toys.
Right, get them one of those. You remember?
Oh, thanks, D Daddy, for my toys from last season or last Christmas again.
You listen, the little the old school etch-a-sketch and the Rubik's cubes.
Yeah, just re-gift.
Wait, son, you don't want the red rifle? You don't want the radio flyer wagon, son?
Listen, totally giving you a hard time. David Johnson is phenomenal pick at 3, and is going to have a phenomenal season, I believe.
With the first pick of the round 2 middays with Marcus Maben draft, I humbly select my baby Jalen Withers.
That's pretty good.
Y'all can't stop my team.
Pretty solid.
Okay, Brian Hall, it's on you.
Let's see. This is another tough spot. So I had the debate between the 2 guards in the first round.
Fair enough.
This one, I got 3 guys I got my eye on. I got 2 that are standing out a little bit more than the 3rd. One of them is gonna offset Jones pretty well. The other one is a fan favorite of mine.
Ooh, Don't let your emotions
so like, you know,
get you carried away.
The one of them is a potential grab, and one of them is a you know what you're gonna get.
Right. Swing for the fences, Brian.
So I'm gonna go with the second pick in the second round. The Fighting Brian Halls are gonna add injured but always good Malik Williams.
Oh, okay, Malik.
Not bad. Good pick.
He
Good
did.
pick.
He did. I think the injury concerns made Malik fall to the second round. He's hands down a first rounder.
Yeah. I like the guard center combo. You know, for the 3-on-3 matchups. Now I have my big. Now I have my guard. I like that.
Okay, Steve, with the last pick of the second round.
Sometimes you feel like the sports gods love you. And sometimes you feel like the sports gods love you even more than they love the guy who just claimed they love him. And with the third pick in the second round, the 6th overall pick on this team, Team Rummage is taking 6'7", 210-pound McDonald's All-American Samuel Williamson.
Oh, that's a good pick.
Thank you. That's a tremendous value.
Right. That is
at number 6 to get Sam Williamson, who's back, who's going to take his starting job back. And I'm fully there now for the first pick of the third round.
Wait a minute, we're still doing snake. I thought after the second round it goes
it goes back to normal. Here is the toughest pick for me that I've made so far. I haven't had a whole lot of decision up until now, but now I am in full decision mode here. But I'm gonna go with my gut, because a lot of times when I go the first pick, when you take a risk, you're like, I need to go for the solid, where we at,
right?
With the first pick of the third round, Steve Rummage, Team Rummage, takes 6'8", 215-pound sophomore from Houston, Texas, out of Huntington Prep. He'll step out. He'll hit a 3 in your face. He'll play in the paint. And he is, without a doubt, behind only one player. He is the best passing forward we will have had in the last 5-6 years, Quinn Slazinski.
Oh, yeah. Fair enough. That's a good pick. Oh, that's a great pick. Brian Hall.
Good pick.
You're up to bat.
Okay. So we got a couple guys left. Debating here a little bit, but I'm gonna stick with my gut here, and I'm gonna go with the second pick in the third round. The Fighting Brian Halls are gonna stick on the injury front and take Charles Midland Jr.
Charles Midland.
Okay, Charles. Listen,
that's a good value, man.
For Charles to be a pick. You know what I'm saying? Yep. Okay. Oh, sports gods, you did me well this year. You did me so well. Oh, so here we are, Steve, in the third pick of the third round. I already have my baby David Johnson. I have quite possibly the most athletic player on the team in Jalen Withers. Oh my God. And moving forward, people, Marcus Maben is from the Denny Crum era. Marcus Maben knows if you put him out there, I don't care about the size. I don't care about the position. I just want dudes that can go. And if I have David Johnson my 6'5" point guard / rebounder / do everything. I look at the board and I can't believe that I'm this lucky to still have this guy on the clock. Brian, give me my music. With the third pick, middays with Marcus Maven draft. Marcus Maven selects JJ Traitor.
JJ Traitor.
JJ Traitor. Loads of potential, loads of upside. JJ Traitor, quite possibly the second most athletic person on my team. David Johnson can turn JJ Traitor into a monster in no time. Lob it up left, lob it up right. Jalen Withers, bring that big man out on the floor and work him. Nobody can guard David Johnson in the post. No guy can match up with the size, agility of Jalen Withers. And JJ Traitor, bro, just do you. Just Dave, listen, David will make it happen. All I need is those good legs and that high energy, and David will turn you into a draft pick in no time flat.
It's fair. Listen, that's not a bad combo you got there. You set yourself up well with the first two picks to be able to reach a little bit on Trainer late.
Fair enough.
So that I'm not upset at that. I'm not upset at that, man. Not a bad starting three.
Oh, okay. So we're not gonna back in the we're not gonna back in. Wait, we still got. Oh no, keep going.
Yeah, no, we get one guy off the bench.
We got to get the bench. Who's it on? Is it on you, Steve? No. I'm sorry. It's on me. Yeah, it's on me again.
Yeah, it's you. I was waiting on you to pick.
Okay. Well, since Marcus likes what he likes and everybody know. Oh, this is a wrap. I dominate. Marcus made him picks Irish Hulk, Aiden Gahan. Come on my team. Let's go. Get on my team, Aiden. I don't know what these coaches over here doing. Aiden, let's go. Let's go dominate. David Johnson will take care of it. Aiden Gahan with the final pick coming off my bench. I'll take it. Go ahead.
The draft crowd is booing you so loud right
now. No, listen, that's okay. That's why I make the big bucks. And that's why y'all, you don't know what you're doing.
It's fair enough.
Irish Hulk, come on my team.
So there's a debate between two players for this pick. I know one that Steve really wants. And so the question is, do I want to take that
just
guy
to spite Steve?
just so that Steve can't get him?
It's fair.
Or do I want to take who I actually think?
Brian Hall is pulling a Lakers Montrezl Harrell.
I know.
Yeah.
You
take the less money.
Yeah, you can't keep him. Like now, listen. We might bring in Gasol or somebody else, but you can't keep Montrezl.
Here's the thing, though.
Get over here.
The guy that I'm thinking about taking because of Steve, I'm okay at that position since we're not worried about injuries, and I got Malik Williams, so I'm gonna go with the second pick in the 4th round.
Yep.
Josh Nickelberry. Welcome to the squad. Welcome to the squad, Josh Nickelberry.
Tremendous value for the 3rd round or 4th round to get Josh Nickelberry as a bench guy. Have to give Brian credit on that one. That's a heck of a pick.
You could tell he went past his instincts and just and did what's right for the team.
Unfortunately, his instincts just kicked him right in the nads because he allowed.
Oh, God.
He allowed me to get the steal of the 2020 middays with Marcus Maven 3-on-3 draft. The guy who is going to dominate in this gym in this 3-on-3. The guy who is going to carry us at this position into the future. This guy come in a year early, was supposed to red shirt, and they couldn't. They tried, Marcus. They tried to pull the red shirt over his head, and he refused to let them. He wouldn't let them. He ripped it right off.
Good point.
And that guy is my last pick.
Good point.
That guy is the big whiz, Gabe Wiznitzer. Welcome to the team, Gabe. Welcome, Gabe.
That's funny.
Good to have you, man.
You listen,
the squad, Gabe.
You could not wait for you. You were hoping that you could steal him in the last pick.
I almost took him with that third pick, but I was like,
I knew who
can't
Steve
risk,
was waiting on.
I can't risk that much. I was like, I gotta take Quinn.
Last commercial break, middays with Marcus Maven on 939 The Ville.
Katie George here for Coyle Automotive in Clarksville. Coyle's Black Friday sales event is going on now. Save thousands on over 400 new Chevrolets, Buicks, and GMCs in stock and in one convenient location. Plus, on Friday, November 27th, you will have the chance to buy a 2015 Chevy Impala for $5. Yes, $5. Head over to CoyleDeals.com for all the details and find your next car, truck, or SUV today. Coyle, where the flag is flying and Kentuckiana's buying. Come on!
Must register for chance to purchase Impala.
Baltimore Ravens football plays here on ESPN Louisville.
Out of the pistol, Jackson fakes the handoff to J.K. Dobbins, steps up, throwing for the end zone, looking for Andrews. He's got it! Touchdown, Ravens!
Lamar Jackson and the Ravens have a Thanksgiving shootout with the undefeated Steelers. Pre-game coverage begins at 7:50 with kickoff at 8:20 on 93.9 The Ville. Ravens football on ESPN Louisville is presented by Liquor Barn, Body Armor Sports Drink, and Molly Malone's St. Matthews, home of the Raven.
Love getting prices that are lower than low on backyard favorites like grill-ready hamburgers and fresh-picked strawberries? Then shop at Kroger. We give you more ways to save on the fresh you love with tools like the Kroger app, where you can find personalized coupons on top of weekly sales. Plus, rewards like fuel points, giving you prices that are lower than the everyday low. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
When you are buying or selling a home, you have a ton of questions that need to be answered. Well, what if I could answer those questions with 3 simple words? Call Josh Jarbo. Josh specializes in residential real estate, getting buyers the home of their dreams and sellers top dollar for their home with the best negotiating skills in the industry. And if you tell him you heard about him right here, you'll receive up to a $5,000 seller's credit. So contact Josh Jarbo today at 502-216-7590 or joshjarbo@remax.net.
Pay off your holiday bills with a new job at UPS. Join Team Louisville as a warehouse worker and earn $14.50 per hour to start, plus a $200 sign-on bonus and up to $1,200 in additional bonuses over the holiday season. Be a part of an industry-leading organization that believes in promoting from within. Enjoy an active job with big-time growth opportunities. Become a warehouse worker at UPS. Search and apply now at upsjobs.com/worldport. That's upsjobs.com/worldport.
For over 25 holiday seasons, Cox's has stocked your seasonal favorites and the best gift sets around. With multiple area locations, we make it convenient to buy what your friends and family really want. Happy holidays from Cox's.
Now that sports have officially kicked off, there's only 4 things missing from your playbook. 4 pegs. Looking for great smoked wings? 4 pegs. Looking for juicy barbecue and award-winning chili? 4 pegs. If you're just looking for some cold crab, tap, can, or bottled beer, 4 pegs. And the best part about 4 pegs is it's right around the corner at 1053 Goss Avenue in Germantown. So you better get over there fast because the word is spreading. And while you're over there, be sure to ask about their food truck and other catering services.
I'm former Louisville basketball player Luke Hancock. When the NCAA tried to take away the Most Outstanding Player Award from the 2013 tournament, I got it back thanks to Morgan & Morgan. Morgan & Morgan is the personal injury firm that fights for the people, and their team treats clients like family. Morgan & Morgan changed my life, and if you've been injured in a car crash, at work, or in a slip and fall, they may be able to change yours. For a free consultation, dial #LAW on your cell phone. That's #529, offices Louisville.
I'm Ethan Moore.
And I'm Taylor Lynch.
Check out Louisville Sports Live, the city's longest-running all U of L sports talk show, every Wednesday at 6 o'clock, right here on 93.9 The Ville.
All the best local and national guests talking all things Louisville football, basketball, and recruiting.
Every Wednesday at 6, right here on 93.9 The Ville. And follow us on Twitter at Elville Sports, without an O live.
And check out the website, LouisvilleSportsLive.net. Go Cards.
Hey, all you sports fans and dog lovers out there, Brian Hall here. When it's time for the big game, big fans need big TVs. And sometimes you may even want to bring your dog. And at Double Dogs, you can do both and even satisfy those big appetites with choices like Black Angus burgers, wings tossed in homemade sauces, and dog bowl nachos. Double Dogs will make sure you get the fuel you need at lunch or dinner while never having to miss a game. So whether you have 2 legs or 4, you can cheer on and chow down at Double Dogs, located in the Middletown Commons.
Louisville basketball tips off their season Wednesday when the Cards take on Evansville. And for the most pre- and post-game coverage, keep it locked on ESPN Louisville. Pre-game coverage with Mark Ennis starts at 3 o'clock on 93.9 The Ville. And then directly following the game, join us for our official post-game show with Ethan Moore on all ESPN Louisville stations. We're the first place in town that will take your calls and hear live from Chris Mack. If it's Louisville basketball, we talk about it here on ESPN Louisville.
This is Drew Diener, and you're listening to 93.9 The Ville, live from the OPC Services Studio.
That I'm just religiously terrible about that. I get involved into the show. Brian, really quick, give me your team so I can put out the poll question.
I got all the teams if you want them real quick.
I already got the other setup.
Okay, so I have Carly Jones.
Wait.
I have Malik Williams. I have Charles Minlin, and I have Josh Nickelberry.
Malik, Inland, and Josh. Okay, well, we'll put that out there. Steve, at first glance, how much does my team win by against everybody?
Well, it's funny because I sent that to an anonymous person, and I kind of thought it would immediately be your team. And I said, which one would you think? Or which one would you take? And the person sent me back, said, probably team 1 or 3, because it was me and Brian's team. He said, because those two teams can shoot. It's like, I don't know, it'd be tough between those two. I did kind of find that funny. I was like, oh.
Let me guess.
You're just saying
it's your LeBron head cousin who hates athletes who dominate the game.
It was. Yeah, it was. So
how did I know that?
Yeah,
people who don't appreciate athleticism anymore. Okay, so we can transition if you want to. Is there any natural transition, Steve, that you're thinking about with the Boston College on the horizon?
It's going to be tough. I mean, because I think with 2 games basketball in between, I mean, we're going to talk about it on the show, obviously. I mean, going forward, I mean, throughout the week, but as far as just from the fan base, I think you're going to get basketball starting. You're going to get 2 games this week. I mean, because think about it. By the time we kick off against Boston College, we will have already played Evansville and Seton Hall. We'll be 2 games into the season. Look, getting ready to play again on Sunday. So I do think that Seton Hall Boston College game is going to kind of fall back a little bit. But I think what they did last week with the young guys and everything we talked about yesterday got people excited enough that I do think they're in and are going to be invested again in this Boston College game.
Because of your Syracuse win.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out how I feel about this one. Because, of course, a loss to Boston College is going to take away the joy of my young players' performance from the Syracuse game. Are you going to feel like they lost to a better team, or like? And I'm just asking, like Tuesday, how do you feel if you lose to Boston College? Do you feel like it's a step back from what you've been doing?
Probably. Yeah. I mean, I would think so. I mean, because at the end of the day, I mean, Boston College is, I mean, I guess you don't want to say a setback, but because I'm still like, well, the play itself means a lot. So I think how it looks. Now, if you come out and you looked bad, and you lose the game, but I mean, I still think, I mean, while I'm saying Boston College is good, as far as I'm comparing them to my season I'm having, in the big scheme of things, like they're not a great team. I mean, like it's not like Boston College is this world beater of a football team either, so it's almost like you want to bring it in because like they're good as comparative to what the season I'm having. So yeah, I mean, this is a good, it's a game I'm not favored in, that if I could go on the road and get a win, it would be good. But I don't know.
Brian Hall, your excitement level with Boston College.
I mean, I think it's up a little bit coming off a win. There's still that outside hope of a bowl game. If you could get 2 more wins, like I've talked about, throughout the week, that we need this to kind of end on a high note so that we can build momentum for next season. You end on a, excuse me, been holding that cough in for like a couple of seconds there. I was trying to hold it off, but Yeah, I mean, I think that you end on a 3-game win streak. You go into next year with a little more confidence. You potentially get into a bowl game, and I get it. We're not going to go to a big bowl game. We're not going to play a big opponent, and that's all. And the bowl game's probably going to be kind of whatever. But to me, it's regardless of who we play, I'm still excited to see that. It's that time of year. It's Christmas. It's bowl season, and if Louisville's not even in one, that's depressing. So, to me, I'm excited for the Boston College game. It's a winnable game. You look at the spread; it's 1-point spread right now. Louisville actually started as the favorites and have slipped down to underdog now. But it's definitely a winnable game, and we need it to kind of continue the positive momentum after a nice Syracuse win.
Is it a good sign that we're even talking bowl game? Like we're actually talking about winning out? Like because here's the thing, it's not. I don't feel like this is just Marcus's thing. I think you can mention bowl game and you can mention winning out and like on social media or anything, and people participate in that conversation immediately.
Well, can I ask you a question too that kind of triggers off that? So say we do win out and we get 5 wins. You look back at the schedule. I mean, don't get me wrong. We thought we were going to be a lot better, but really only the Georgia Tech game and the Virginia game are going to stand out. And if you had swung those 2 games, you're above 500. You swung the wrong way, and now you're just below 500. But what I'm trying to say is you look back on the season, if the schedule was lined up differently, we would have different thoughts throughout the year. Because if you had put the Syracuse game earlier in the year and we had 2 wins, early on, there would have been a little bit different stance coming into some of those other games. But because you had so many tough games to begin and you're ending the season with all the winnable games, it's reverse psychology. The thing is like, if we had put these 3 games at the beginning of the year and we beat them all and we're sitting at 4-0, the narrative's completely different right now than it is with the way the schedule laid out, and we could end up with the same record either way.
Oh, yeah.
No. By the way, my mute list just grew. But anyway,
Steve, you know what's so funny about that? About half of listening to Brian Hall, I was muting. Isn't that hilarious?
Yeah, I've done the same.
In the middle of my show, see if you can.
And Brian Hall made a great point, though. Brian Hall made a great point, and I do agree with him.
Yeah, thanks for muting me, guys. Thanks for listening to my point. It was really nice.
You're
Appreciate
right.
it.
You're right, Brian. That I did the
we did. I didn't mute you, Brian. That's just
you're right.
Social media.
Oh, Kyle Pitts is going to be returning for Florida.
Yeah, fun. That should be a good game.
Just saw that news.
But I do, man. I'm interested to see how this week goes. I mean, because it's been a while, Marcus, since we've had football and basketball both, and this is the first week since last December. I mean, that we've had a football game and basketball games on the same week, and we got an abundance of them. We got 3 basketball games. I mean, if you're counting Sunday, some people count that the first, some people count it as the last, but I'm going to count it for the sake of what I'm saying. But yeah, I mean, 3 games, 3 basketball games, and a football game. I mean, there's a lot going on here.
Prediction: will the bars and restaurants be open within 30 days?
Dude, it's on telling, man. What are you talking about? As soon as I get off show, I'm going to Mexican.
No, it was, listen, my last note on my page was shenanigans.
Yeah.
And I didn't even, I didn't even know how to address it.
We do need to talk about that because, let me just say, one thing I do notice is when people are reaching out like that, business owners in different places, when they're reaching out to anybody they can, that to me feels like some desperation.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're really, and I'm not, we're talking about shenanigans specifically because that's one that's been making its rounds on social media, a place a lot of people have went. But it does remind me of how many people.
A place you were doing a show at as we were preparing for Alabama.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I know. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, I will say this though. How many people out there, I mean, there, and again, look, take it all serious. It's fine. I understand that. I mean, look, there are people that are very at risk for the disease and stuff like that, and we need to do our part on that, as we should, as far as what's being asked. But let's also remember that there's another side of that, and that's kind of what bothers me sometimes, is that there's no other side of that. It's
there's no balance
story.
There's no balance to the checks, and
it's
let me jump in, because I'll lose my train of thought before it runs away from me. The reason the reason I had to put that on my notes today is because, again, and here's the thing, I've always been consistent in my opinion about government influence on, kind of like private sector stuff. Listen, when the government replaced the board under different leadership, replaced the U of L board, I didn't like it. You know what I'm saying? I never have liked it. So any big issue that comes up, where you interject yourself like that, it's just always bothered me. So it's just my same opinion on this one. I just don't feel like the shutdown of restaurants is, first of all, it's not fair. Second of all, that place is a guy I think I muted said that he thinks it's a money grab, or just my struggling business, so he's just trying to collect insurance on the shutdown. I'm like, these people love their restaurants. You know what I'm saying? They put all their blood, sweat, effort, equity into these restaurants.
Oh, yeah.
And they're not backed by a corporate dollar.
Right.
I actually know Eddie, the owner, personally.
Yeah,
for shenanigans.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's what made me emotional about it. Like you ever watch somebody try to keep a restaurant going? Like that's one of those things. Like you're not. It's like radio. Like you're not in it for the money. You don't. And just that location. He's on the corner. He has that real estate, and that real estate is going to go to a CVS pharmacy in 6 months. And I'm just like, you have to stop corporations from taking over a small business property, because like I said, because these corporations are benefiting from this lockdown, and the restaurants are just dying, and they're losing their properties, and they're just, and don't, like I said, I'm not going to do the, hey, those 3 guys out of the 1,000 that didn't have their mask on are the reason we can't have restaurants. Like I'm just not doing that game. The shenanigan thing, very, very, very hurtful to my heart. All small businesses. So support your small business, your local businesses. Great time for me to mention 4 Pegs. Shout out Chris Williams and 502 Cafe crew. Their food is just so good that they're hanging in there. But again, if you have a chance to support those businesses like 4 Pegs, please do. They're abiding by every possible rule they can. So I just want to make sure.
I just wanted to kind of echo what you're all saying about Shenanigans. Shenanigans was a neighborhood, your typical neighborhood bar. It's right in the middle of a neighborhood. There's a lot of regulars at the place. I used to, me and my buddy Zach, we used to be regulars up there. We'd go up there on like a random weekday night and catch a late night game and have a couple beers and get some wings or something. But there's a lot of regulars there that go there on a regular basis. It's a big Bellarmine bar. A lot of the Bellarmine students go there. I know Coach Davenport's a fan of Shenanigans. I've seen him up there several times, after games celebrating a win. And it's sad because it's been around for so long. And I hope that Eddie and they can open back up eventually. His message on Facebook kind of made it sound like it's a possibility, but that because we're closing it down for the second time this year, it's going to be kind of tough. And I hope that one can hang around, because that's one of my favorite. I wouldn't even say it's a hole in the wall. I would call it a neighborhood establishment.
You're right. It's a staple again. And to me, you can social distance and keep a restaurant open. Like that is possible. And if you're saying you're incapable of doing that, look, put more people out to make sure restaurants are abiding by the rules. Like have random checks. If you find people not abiding by the rules, listen, fine them or shut them down. But let people attempt to keep their businesses alive. sending everybody to Walmart. It's disgusting. Well, that's a crappy way to end the show. Give me something positive, Steve, before we get everybody out of here.
And let me say. I mean, I'll give a positive too, but I mean, it's not a crappy way. I mean, I think you want to bring attention to some of these places, man, and this community and the different ones. So
yeah, you're right.
Glad we were able to do that, and we'll hope to do more of that. And we welcome that, so if people want to shoot us a message or anything,
reach out. Small businesses, reach out. We do advertising, trust me, you can get your business advertised. You can afford it. Reach out to me, reach out to Steve. Like, everybody's able to be contacted in this day and age. Brian Hall, you can go ahead and run that music. One more day, Steven. There's going to be some basketball.
I know, man. I'm ready. Look, it's kicked back in. My tablet died. I didn't just jump off the stream for no reason. But one more day.